Alright guys, we are back with another video. In this video we are a chance sack, full chance, and we're going to be versing for the first fight. We're going to be versing a chance Osa. The rework that they had on the Osa is actually pretty nice. They don't have to rely on their summons as much, even though you should still rely on them because they do provide a good amount of damage. The chance Osa is really nice. It can poison you with corrosion. The tofu and the toad deal decent amounts of damage over time, especially if you keep them alive in a fight that could break you. I do recommend finishing them off as soon as possible when you're versing in Osa. Finish off their summons, have to deal with them. They can only summon one per turn, so that does give you some sort of advantage if they are close by. Always try to finish them off. The tofu deals decent amount of damage as long as you are in the corrosive state. So if a Osa puts you in the corrosive state, just be aware that they're going to be dealing an additional damage, the toad and the tofu. For the most part, when I play as a sack, the first thing I do is place my chaffer out. If I crit with it, then I have a nice lancer around to help me MP theft people, and it just reduces the amount of running that they can do. I do like that. That's most of the time. That's the first thing I do. If I don't crit, then I have a chaffer that is hitting me every couple turns. I hit him with a couple furies, just to boost my damage up and also deal some damage to him. He does a great job. He gives his tofu more MP so it can get to me easily. He is looking for the line of sight so he can basically put me in the corrosive state with corrosive claw. He summons the toad. The toad is pretty nice. It can unbewitch you, so keep that in mind. It deals decent amount of damage. You see that it's basically hitting me for 450 twice. That's about 900 per turn, as long as I'm in the corrosive state. And then the tofu comes along and hits me for basically 300 twice, so that's 600. Let's say 550. And then you have here the dragon that comes out of nowhere, knocks me into the unhealable state, which is never good. As a sack, you want to consistently be healing. That is the advantage that the chance sack has. They added a lot more healing now, so that is a plus. I run up close to him. I see how much my retribution is going to do. It actually manages to crit, which does 1.2. And then I do a hot-blooded, which does about 680 in damage, which is nice. And then I put on the Vit punishment just because I know it's going to be a long fight, and with the amount of summons that I have left out on the field, it could be a short one for me. So I know that I need to be able to reduce the damage. He pushes me away, hits me with his weapon. He's doing decent damage, but like I said, guys, the Vit punishment is reducing the damage as we keep going on in the fight. He gives his toad 4 AP, so it's basically allowing his toad to attack one more time. If I'm being honest here, I don't know what happened to him. He did like kind of lag out when he was the toad. If he would have hit me 3 times with the toad, honestly, it probably would have swayed the battle a little more, because Osas can just deal so much damage. Hitting 3 times with the toad, he probably would have hit me for 1.3. He goes F there because he was not able to do damage with the toad. So you can see that he was pretty upset about that. I was kind of figuring out, I was hoping that the tofu didn't lock me. It actually doesn't. And basically now what I'm trying to figure out is how do I heal as much as possible. So I'm looking at what I can do. I know the toad's going to lock me, so I can't switch for the Osa. So what I do is I walk one up, switch with the toad, and then I am able to walk in between both of them so that I can hit both of them. I hit 2 dissolutions. I wasn't able to heal off of it because the dragon did put me in the unhealable state. I'm not too sure, but I think the dragon can do that every turn. If it can, that is pretty nice for the Osa. I hit a Fury there, do a decent amount of damage, and give myself 10 extra damage for the next 3 turns. So the Osa here puts me in the corrosive state again. He's going to do that every turn just because he can maximize the damage that the tofu and the toad can do. At this point, he weapons me twice. He's critting. He's not doing that much damage. He whips his dragon and basically kills it, and then he summons the crackler next to me. That is going to lock me, and it is going to take away AP, which is very strong. It only manages to take away 1 AP, and he also manages to give himself shield. He keeps the tofu right behind the crackler. I wouldn't do that because now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch with the crackler and then heal with the dissolutions while also trying to deal, trying to finish off his summons. That way, they're no longer out on the field. The more summons I can kill, the better for me. And I hit off 2 dissolutions, and I also can heal off of it. So there goes 2 of them. I managed to kill the tofu. The crackler is alive by a hair. What I should have done here, I should have killed the crackler, but instead I did a fury on him. That way I keep pinching away at his vit. And at this point, he only has 677 in vit. So that's actually pretty good. The most he can do now is heal a little bit off of me. And then he obviously is going to give himself shield with the crackler. He's going to put the toad in front of me to try and lock me. And you see there, he is actually able to still deal decent amount of damage. He deals basically 650 with the toad, and that's with my vit punishment on. So I'm telling you, Osas are sleepers. Like, they can deal serious amounts of damage. So what I'm hoping now is to get as close as possible and basically just finish him off. I see here he has basically 750 with 200 vit. I'm in the vit punishment, so I'm not hitting as hard. So what I do is I light speed over. He says there he did not know that that my vit punishment is not unbewitchable. So he just learned something. I do a retribution so I can heal off of him and deal damage, and then a dissolution. No, my bad, a hot-blooded to finish him off, and I'm able to win that fight. Now the next fight here is versus an Enu. This is a chance Enu, guys. I see here that his reses are not so good to chance, so that's very good for my part. Now the issue here is that chance Enus are MP theft. They MP theft like crazy, and he's already starting it. He takes down my MP parry by 30, so I have 30 less MP parry. I believe it is stackable, so I have negative 30 in MP parry. So what I do is I'm gonna do the same thing I always do on my first turn. Put on my power punishment, put on the exaltation, the Sacrier's exaltation, and then what I do is I'm gonna walk up and try, and then I'm gonna summon my Chaffer. That is most of my first turns. That is what I do. When I crit, the Chaffer is such a big help. I'm able to just take MP. The Chaffer is able to take MP from people, and it keeps them closer to me. As a sack, that is what you want. You want the enemy as close as possible. He takes away 4 MP with Shovel of Judgment while dealing very nice damage. He hits me with a clumsiness, leaves me with 0 MP. So pro tip, guys, if you purge, you actually gain all your MP back, and you get the additional 2 that purge gives you. And at that point, I'm able to rush him. I do mess up my footing. I was supposed to be like, I was gonna try and lock him in that space, but it ended up working out. I do a hot-blooded, and I heal 310, which is nice, while dealing nice damage. And then I do a couple fury. I do 1 fury so that I can boost up my damage and also knock him off a hair. And then I move on to the next cell. I believe I did not weapon skill. I don't weapon skill because I don't use the bow on this set, since the bow is earth chance. So at this point, he living bags himself. He runs away. He slaughtering shovels me to take down my MP parry. Only manages to take away 1 MP with that one. He takes away 2 MP with that one. And at this point, he runs out of MP. I still am able to run right in front of him. I do hot-blooded, which you see that, guys, on a crit, it does 970, which is pretty nice. And then I do the retribution, which hits him for a 1.139 1.3, which is almost 1.4 basically. He deals as much damage as he can to me, and I basically go and tell him GG's. Let me know what you guys think of the Chance Sac. I have been messing around with a couple of them, Agi and Earth, and Chance looks like it is the best. Leave a like and a comment down below, and subscribe, guys. Thank you. Peace.